Hi everyone, I welcome you all to StarAgile YouTube channel. Today we shall be discussing on how to write a resume. But before that, hit that subscribe button and let's begin in the journey of writing the resume. Now let's begin the journey of how to write an amazing resume. Do you know why writing a good resume is so important for all of us? I will request my audience to share their comments in the comment section below. Why do you think that writing a good resume is so important? Approximately 40% of hiring managers spend less than a minute reviewing a resume. So, in order to make a lasting impression, you definitely need an eye catching document that effectively showcases your skills, qualification, and experiences. How to write a resume in 10 steps. Today, we shall understand how you can write a proper resume through these 10 steps. In the first step, we shall understand how you can gather the relevant information. The second step is how can you choose a best resume format based on your requirement. Step number 3 is adding your contact information. Step number 4, how you can write a proper summary. Step number 5, how would you make your work history section? Step number 6, creating the skill section. Step number 7, listing your education. Step number 8, adding relevant certifications. Step number 9, including optional sections if you like. And finally, the step number 10, proofreading the final product. Let's begin. Step number 1, gathering professional information. What do you think could be your professional information? Well, your accomplishments, your work history, whatever skills you have, whatever achievements you have, your credentials, all this come under professional information. So, number 1 is organizing the accomplishments. In this step, you will gather a list of those achievements which you can measure. It could be any contribution to any project. It could be any contribution which you have done in the previous role because of which your organization or your team got the benefit. Any award if you have achieved for achieving any target or successfully initiating any objective, anything it could be. Step number 2, inventory your skills. In this step, you will gather all the relevant hard and soft skills which you as a candidate could have. For example, I am a trainer and a coach. So my hard skill could be training, content designing, but what could be my soft skills? My soft skills could be good communication skills, leadership qualities, etc. So similarly, you need to find out what hard or technical skills you have and what soft skills you have which matches the requirement of the job. Ensure that whatever skills you are putting into the resume, it should match with the requirement of the job you are applying for. Number 3, document the work history. Gather the details on your previous employers, basically like what was the company, what was your job title, the dates of employment, and the major responsibilities which you were performing over there. It's very important that you highlight the key responsibilities because these responsibilities will show the potential recruiter of your current work experiences. And finally, highlighting the credentials. You might have a lot of credentials or certifications which you would have done in your entire journey till now. So organize those educational background, certification, licenses, or any other volunteer experiences if you have. Gather all them together. Now, review the qualification against your job description. You might have 10 different qualifications and certifications, but if those are not relevant for the job you're applying for, then adding them into your resume might not be of any use. Hence, it is important that you customize your resume because writing a customized resume is a great way to impress the employers and secure the job interview calls. And how would you do that? By matching the job requirements. In any job description, you would see the language of the job, what technical skills they are expecting, what skills are mandate, what skills are good to have. Now, if you try to write the language of that job description in your application, then it becomes very much customized. And it also ensures that your resume is clearing the automated screening software. Most of the resumes, they do not pass this ATS. The only reason because the language, the things which are asked in the job description are not mentioned in the resume. Now, let's understand step number 2, picking the best resume format. So we have three types of resume format. One is chronological. As the name says, it highlights your work experience, and it is very much ideal if you have a consistent career path. As in, you're not changing your career field, and it has started in a good note and it is going on and on over the years. The second category is the functional format. And as the name says, functional format focuses on skills and it is a great option for people who are changing a different career path or if they have limited experience. Because this type of resume focuses more on skills. And finally, there's the third format, which is a combination format. It is a great option for experienced professionals. Why? Because they need to combine the skills and the experiences which they have carried on till now. So, based on your current situation, you can choose any one of the format for yourself. Now, step number 3, adding contact information. I would request my audience to share in the comment section what do you think what we should add under contact information. So, in contact information, we can add our full name, a reliable phone number, as in the number on which we are active, a professional email address. So, it should have only our name, first name, and surname, no fancy names. Our city, state, and zip code where we are currently present, and link to professional social media website, or if we have a portfolio, we should be definitely adding that link into our resume. Now you might wonder why it's important to have all this information in the resume, because it shows reliability, it enhances our credibility. One of the most important aspect of writing a resume is ensuring that the contact information is clearly displayed on it so that hiring managers can contact us, recruiters can contact us for the interview, and we do not miss out on any valid opportunity. This is a sample of a resume header. If you see, a well structured resume header should have a phone number, a proper full name, city, address, email address, and LinkedIn profile. It's always advisable to add the link of your LinkedIn profile because it enhances your credibility as a candidate. It gives an opportunity to the recruiter, to the hiring manager, to visit your profile, to know more about your experiences. The step number 4 is writing a compelling resume summary. Now, what is a resume summary? If you all can share your responses in the comment section. What do you think is resume summary? So, resume summary acts as a hook line which attracts the recruiter or the hiring manager towards your resume. And hence, it is important that it is interesting, it is simple, and it is concise. It's very important that our resume summary is an impactful overview of our qualification, skills, and career goals. For example, if I want to write a summary about myself, then I can write, okay, a professional corporate trainer and coach having X number of years in experience and specialized in this, and this. Having worked with multiple multinationals and startups, I have achieved these credentials in all these years of my experience. Please ensure that whenever you are writing the resume summary, avoid the cliche sentences, the generic ones, and focus it on your skills, on your number of experiences, on the areas, on your expertise. because it acts as a hook to the reader and it entices them to explore your resume further. So if they see the same cliche sentences, they might not be interested to go beyond that. Now, this is an example of resume summary, the professional profile. So once you mention the contact information on top, below that, there should be the resume summary. 4 to 5 lines is a good summary what you can begin with. So the main important aspect of this is whether you use a resume summary or you write a resume objective doesn't matter. All you have to take care is it is compelling, it is concise and clear, and it talks about your expertise. The moment someone read it, should understand what you are good at. Now, step number 5, make a resume work history section. Once you are done with the summary, it's time to highlight your work history. Take care of these 3 things. Number 1, quantifying the achievements. Generic sentences people do not want to read. I'm a great communicator, or I am a good leader, but how would you justify? So it's important that you quantify your work accomplishments. If you have achieved certain targets, quantify that. If you have reduced the number of errors, quantify that. If you have taken some initiatives which has helped the company or your team achieve something, try to quantify it. Number 2, highlight the contributions. Don't just talk about the general stuff, about the general day-to-day work. Instead, highlight the contributions. Showcase how you have used your skills and knowledge to benefit your past employer. And finally, demonstrate the value. A strong work history section helps employers see the value which you can bring to their organization. So ensure that whatever work history you are writing, it is correct, it is up to date, and it carries the exact things, the responsibilities, what you have done in your past organization. Don't forget to mention the right employment dates, as in from where did you start and when did you end, and your current designation. This is an example of work history section. You always need to format the resume section by listing the jobs in reverse chronological order with the latest work history at the top, including your title, company name and location, the dates of employment, and bullet points with your top achievements and responsibilities. Step number 6 is creating a resume skill set. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we all need to make a list of the hard and soft skills what we have. So when writing a resume, you must include at least one bulleted list of skills, no matter whatever resume format you are using. And these skills should be a mix of hard and soft skills to show the recruiter that you are well-rounded. Now, apart from the hard or the technical skills, the different soft skills, what you can include is maybe communication skills, leadership, team player, critical thinking, decision making, etc. Again, it also depends what is expected in the job description. Aim for 6 to 8 top strength. When thinking about what to put on a resume skill section, aim for an average of 6 to 8 of your top strength, as long as they are relevant to the job you want. Okay. And finally, focus on the transferable skills. If you're a changing career or you are applying for your first job and you do not have a work experience, focus on transferable skills like communication, critical thinking, which can be applied to almost any job. So you might be a fresher, you might think, okay, for this thing, what soft skills I can write apart from the hard skills which I know. So there are some skills like taking initiative, ownership, being a good team player, communication skills. These are default expectations of any organization for any role. So you can always highlight these transferable skills. For example, good presentation skills, etc. Now, step number 7, listing your education accurately. Lot of candidates make a mistake in highlighting the education details properly. Either they would not write the name of the college or the school properly, or they would write false data when it comes to percentage or scores. So, number one, high school. If you did not attend college, display your high school education or diploma. Number two, incomplete degrees. You have attended college or graduate school, but you did not complete degree, maybe due to any reason. Then list the schools and your courses of study, whatever you have done. Number three is graduation date. Add your anticipated date of graduation. If you are about to complete, just mention the tentative graduation date. Omit the graduation year if you have over 10 years of experience. A lot of people carry this as they go ahead in their journey. So once you have already crossed about 9 to 10 years of experience, 8 to 10 years of experience, you do not have to write your education accurate. You do not have to write your educational details, because then your experience would only matter. Now, this is an example of education section, wherein you can see that the university name is mentioned, the degree name is mentioned, the dates are mentioned clearly, and of course, the place where this education was taken is also mentioned. So, as far your data is correct, it gives a good impression about you on the hiring manager. You may also include if your GPA is higher than 3.5, or if you're a topper, or if you have scored very high, you can definitely add it. And you just graduated college. This is especially important for freshers because they would have just graduated from college. They do not have much things to showcase in their resume. Number two is relevant coursework. If you have not graduated or you have recently graduated but don't have the work experience, then add a list of relevant coursework, different projects, what you have done in your college, the scholarships, the awards. If you have gotten college, you should be definitely adding them. Always ensure whatever achievements you're adding, they should be the recent ones. And it should not be some 10 years ago, whatever you have achieved in school. And always provide the full name of the award what you have achieved, so that tomorrow if they want to validate, they would have a clear idea. Now, step number 8 is listing down the certifications. If you have more than one or two, like some good certifications, if you have achieved, then make a dedicated section. Don't mix it up with education. So create a separate section to list down all the relevant certifications, licenses, or professional training you have achieved, which is an added advantage for you with regards to that particular job profile. It's important that you showcase your expertise, and it also gives an impression that you are somebody who continuously and consistently upskill yourself. So these additional certification will help you stand out as an expert in your field. So it's important that you include the title of the certification, who is the certifying body, the day you have obtained. If there is any credential ID mentioned in the certification, please mention that, and expiration date as well if it is applicable. Also, it's important that you mention the key highlights of your certification. What all did you learn, or what all did you got to implement? What experience did you carried out? And if you have done any project in that certification, you mention about that as well. Now, this is an example of the certification section. So you can see one example, for example, IAP Certified Administrative Professional. That's a clear title of the certification along with the year on which the certification was received. Now, step number 9, including the optional resume sections. Now, why this is called as optional resume sections? Because not every candidate would carry this. Okay, so in case if you have some awards, honors, or publication in your name, or if you have done any kind of volunteer experiences, you have worked in any NGO, you were part of some community service, it's always good to highlight these things. So if you have published any work in any article or something, if you have a blog post, Okay, if you have achieved any special award or something, then try to include them in your accomplishments, or otherwise create a separate section. Tie them to your education or work history section if possible. For example, if you've got an award during working in any company, why did you got that award and what was your contribution for that award? Okay, similarly, volunteer experience. Volunteer work shows your passion and willingness to give back to society. So include it in a separate section or integrate it with your work history. Example of some optional sections like volunteer experience, for example, Habitat for Humanity, volunteer builder, any blood camp donation if I have done. Similarly, some awards, honors, or publication with the accurate year and data relevant for that. Just don't write for the namesake. If you have actually achieved it or if you have actually volunteered or done something, do add this. And finally, we are at the step number 10, which is proofreading and saving. Most of the time, a lot of candidates do this mistake that before even sending the resume to the potential hiring manager or the recruiter, they don't proofread their resume. And hence, many times the resume doesn't pass the ATS. So it's important that we proofread thoroughly. If there is an error in the work experience, if we have written something which we should not write for this job description. Similarly, we need to ensure that we have correctly formatted our resume. So here are some formatting tips for all of you. Keep it short. A one-page resume is sufficient unless you have more than 10 years of experience. Use standard fonts like Arial or Helvetica. The font size 10 to 12 point for the body and 14 to 16 point for the headers. Choose between single to 1.5 point line spacing. And finally, once you have done the formatting, you have proofread, it's time to save. It's always good to save your resume in PDF format. And we recommend this formula to save your PDF. Your first name, then your last name, the word resume, and done. Save it as PDF. Consider incorporating the company name or job title into the file name so that you can know to which company are you sending your resume. By the time we have covered now step 10, I'm sure you must be very active. You must have started the writing your best resume. And while you start writing all the 10 steps, here are some additional tips for resume writing. Number one, using a professional template. Start writing your resume with an expertly designed resume template so that you can organize your credentials easily and your resume will meet the ATS requirements. Our resume builder makes it very easy for you to create an ATS-friendly resume. Number two, proofread thoroughly. As I've already mentioned, before submitting, before saving, go through your resume once, check each and every detail. Number three, customize for each job. Every time you apply for a profile, you apply for a different company, ensure that you are matching the language of the job description given by the company. And finally, include a cover letter. A lot of candidates, they ignore the importance of writing a good cover letter. The way resume is important for us, it's very important for us that a good cover letter is also there, because a well written cover letter is vital to complement your resume and it provides additional context to your experiences. Resume length, as I have said, keep your resume to 1 to 2 pages maximum. Tailor your resume to the specific job. Use clear, compelling language to highlight your qualifications. Use simple and correct English. Well, with this, we are done with writing a good resume. Thank you.